Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn from Tranquil Mentor, and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be making drinks inspired by the video game and television series Fallout. Fallout is a post-apocalyptic world set in the mid-22nd century, decades after a nuclear war. The decor in the game and in the series is the 50s. So it's strange because it's in the future, but the decor is retro. We're going to be making 3 drinks: Nuka Cola, Nuka Cola Quantum, and Sunset Sarsaparilla Root Beer. The Nuka Cola bottle can be made using a retro type glass Coca-Cola bottle. This is the largest one, and I got this one from Dollar General. And I'm just taking a measurement of this label. I could not get that label off. In a blog post on Inger, I will link it below. They had just gone right over the label. So now I'm using a red Sharpie and I'm blocking out Coca-Cola on the top. And what I'll do is I'll just let that dry so you can't see through. Here are the labels that I got from that blog post. It's already scratched up and old looking, just the way I wanted it. I didn't have to do anything to it. I just like the way that it printed out. I'm sizing it up here just to see if the size of the bottle is fitting or the size of the label is fitting, and it looks just right. In the post there was 6 labels per page, but I made it to 3, and that gave me the size that I needed. And here I'm just taking shipping tape. This is my attempt to make it waterproof. And this is a good way to do it. It would work out just fine. The only thing I didn't like about it was because it's curved, it didn't cover it all the way in some parts. But still, it would have worked out fine. So here, I'm just going to put that shipping tape on and make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'll cut that one out and just see what I think about it. And we'll cut this edge off here for now. Here I have this Oracle, which is really, it's a very strong, clear vinyl. This could be substituted with I guess it's by contact paper. And this is really not needed. The strength of this is really not needed, but it's what I had on hand. I did have contact paper, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I got this out and I decided I'd size this up here. This will cover the label completely. So I'm just going to cut that out, and then we'll peel back the backing here, and that will just give us that clear contact paper type vinyl. All right. And then that will cover the entire label. We'll put it in, they call the taco method, where you start from the middle and then you just pan out here and just rub it down here so that you can get it nice and flat. And then cut that out. I cut all along the edges. First I got it out, and then I just cut along the edges. I didn't leave that other part of the label in there. I just liked it cut right up against the edge. So I'm going to go to trim all that off right up to the red label. My scissors I really do need to replace them for paper. All right, and there you have it cut out. I think it looks great. I really like the coloring of it, and it was just a nice label. Nicely done. Here we're going to attach it just very simply using tape. I've got some tape, like double-sided sticky tape from Dollar Tree, and I am going to use some Scotch tape too, and just try to get it sized up. Here, what we'll do is I'm just going to put a piece down first just to try to get the size that I need, and I'm going to put it on that very edge, on that very top edge, and it's clear so you won't see it. But I feel that this part just needs to be stuck down. Okay, and then we're just taking a look at it again just to see what we think here. And then I'm putting one on the opposite side also so that it can wrap over the other side. And this is a little bit tricky sometimes to get separated, but it's really good. You can't go wrong. It's $1.25 for a roll, and it does hold very nicely. Not like some of the other, maybe stuff from Michael's or anything like that, but it does the job, and I really like the way that it turned out. All right, and I've got that stuck on there real nice and snug. I'm just going to press that down a little bit. There we go. We've got our bottle. Now for the next step here, I'm taking acetone for nails, and there is, and I don't think you can see it in the video, but there's a little print on here. I think it's expiration dates or sell dates or something. Now the top part came off easily, and it came off easily of the other bottles, but right down here, I don't know what it's made with, but it actually stands up, the little ink print. So I tried scraping it and everything, but it just didn't come off, so I left it there. Now here is Wallace Sub paper. This is another way to make a label, and it's just a way that I chose to do it. This Wallace Sub paper is a sublimation process. I have a sublimation printer that was converted from a regular Epson printer, and since the Wallace Sub paper, the shiny paper, can't go through my printer, I have to actually print out the sublimation paper. And I do have a video on that too that I'll link down below so you can get more detail on it. But I'm just cutting that out that came out of the sublimation printer, turning it down onto the glossy side, and then I'm taping with heat tape. I have a little bit too much, but since I haven't done labels before, I wasn't sure what to expect, so I just taped it. What we'll do next is I have my logbook there, or journal, and I record all of my heats in there. We're out in our workshop at the heat press. We're going to press that on. We're just going to take a sheet so it doesn't blow out onto my press here. We're going to give that a good press. All right, it's time for it to release here. You see all the smoke that comes from the process, the sublimation process. And again, this is the Wallace Sub paper. It does curl up. It will drive you crazy. And if curling is going to drive you crazy, I would say don't use it this way. You can work around it. After a while, it does get better, but I just really wanted the colors in this quantum label to come out. And there was I believe it was someone from DeviantArt that created this label, and I will give credit for sure. I just wanted that really deep purple to come out, and I wasn't getting it from my printer. So this is an interesting process too, sublimation. We're just going to cut that out. And then I didn't want to waste any paper, so I put the bottle caps in there. I just figured you don't want to send all of that through and waste that Wallace Sub paper. You can use it and press on it another way too, but I just like to get it all at once and do the whole process. So these Nuka Cola caps are now sublimated, and I'm just going to take my scissors and trim this up. Now on this process here, what I could have done was peeled the backing of this off. I didn't do that. I was trying to do a different process here because I thought the white paper on the back would make it not as see-through. So I've got this spray adhesive from Dollar General, and I'm going to just give it a spray here. And that just still keeps the white on the back. That'll probably keep out, because sometimes with the sublimation you can see through it a little bit, but it probably wouldn't have been a problem at all. I just decided that it was going to be, so I wanted to sublimate. But this is good because it just shows different ways to do the labels. And this is a Jones bottle, believe it or not, from Dollar Tree. I got it for $1.25, and it has real soda in there. What we'll do here is, and this is another area where I could have just peeled that back off, but I was concerned because I wasn't taking the other label off that it was going to see through, and as I said, it probably would have been just fine. Since this is the first time I'm doing this, I just really didn't know what to expect. So I'm just rolling this label on, and because it has the adhesive, it's going to stick pretty well. And that adhesive is Dollar General quality, so if you have something better and stronger, that would help too. That's just what I had. And here is another Jones bottle that had green apple soda in it. I took the label off, and I wanted to make the Sarsaparilla, the root beer. So I got some Bear paint in Deep Espresso, and I painted that up, and then I printed out some labels that I found online. I believe that these are also from DeviantArt as well. And then I have some brown Craftsmart paint. I'm going to take a sponge here. It's just a makeup sponge that I cut in half. And I want to, right on the paper, I'm going to age that. And this is printed on paper. It's on sublimation paper. And I just printed it out right out of my printer. I didn't sublimate it. And then I put some of that Oracle, which is like contact paper, over that label, and I cut it out. And then there's a little strip that goes at the top that will wrap around. So what we'll do is, I have a little 3D printed bottle holder here, and I wanted to get this on just right. So I'm taking some shipping tape. This is a little bit different of a way that I decided to do it too. Just trying different methods today. Instead of double-sided sticking it, I'm just rolling the shipping tape over itself. And then we'll just put that on there. I'm going to try to get it centered. And then we'll lay our label. The label isn't as big as the indentations, which it didn't bother me at all. So I'm just centering it in between those indentations. And that label was removed with Goo Gone and then painted. All right, and just sizing it up here. And let's see, we'll take a couple more of these shipping tape pieces that we double-sided sticky, and you just try to get it as flat as you can so that label stays put and it doesn't look lumpy. And then I'm just kind of burnishing it with my fingers here, and then I'm going to bring it over to meet up. Just keep that pressed down, and then I'm just going to grab a piece of the shipping tape, which I really found to be to work really well. You can't see it as well as long as you cut it and you're not putting it over the bottle itself, so you're just putting it right on the label, which is shiny. That is just awesome. I mean, it really looks like Sunset Sarsaparilla. All right, and then it has, I noticed that there's a little band on top. So we have our band all cut. I made this one longer because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to sit it on the bottle. I figured what I'll do is just trim that piece once I get an idea. So I just finagle it around a little bit and just try to get it just so. And just the way that I like it. Now I'm happy, so I'm going to trim that piece off. And what we'll do is just have to grab a hold of it sometimes. I think what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of tape here and just do our shipping tape again, and then just hold it the other way, it's horizontal, not vertical, and that way it's small enough to fit, and just make it tiny enough here, and then we'll just press it into place, get it where we want it. A little bit more of a trim it needs, so we'll do that, and then take another piece of our trusty shipping tape. We'll cut that up and trim it just so that it's just the same size, and that way it won't really be noticeable. All right, there we go. I mean, it really looks like it. And then I painted the top with copper. I really wanted to do gold, but I had copper, so I thought that would look good. And then I just put I actually made that one into a sticker for the sunset, and it was fine. The Walla sublimation was perfect as a sticker too. It would have been great. All right, and here I really want to make this look old, just like it's been laying around for decades, just crummy and rusty and crusty and everything and dirty. I just thought it needed a little bit more, and I'm holding that label in the middle so that I don't put too much paint in the middle. I want to try to keep that out of there and just more cover the bottle and some of the areas on the edges of the labels, not so much down the center of it, but just to give it that crummy, crusty, dirty look. I just love the way that came out. That just looks awesome. And here we have it. We've got our sunset sarsaparilla. That's a little vault boy that I made. Then we've got the Nuka Cola with its top on, and the quantum is lit up. It just looks radiating. And that's a magazine I did in AI in Kittle. And I just put a prompt in and told it what I wanted. And a little while later, I got that. And I was really excited. This little display here, I'll be using that as I make more products. Or I guess we would call them, let's see, props. And here, underneath that's a Dollar Tree puck light, and I just turned it on, and then it really makes it look like it's radiated. And there's just some little lights in the background there and some burlap and just a nice little setup here just to make it look rusty and old and retro. And I'm just very, very happy with everything and the way that it came out. And I do owe a lot of gratitude to the folks that made this art and made these labels, and I will certainly be giving them the proper credit and letting you know where I got everything from and where I got the ideas. If you make some Fallout-inspired beverages, share the inspiration and tag us on Instagram or visit us on Facebook at Tranquil Mentor. Don't forget to visit the links below in the description for the original creators of all the labels. If you're already one of our subscribers, welcome back and thanks for watching our video today. And if you're not a subscriber, welcome to our channel. And if you would be so kind to subscribe and like our video, it helps YouTube notice us a little bit more, and it supports our channel and helps us to grow. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.